I'm JAMAL NIAZ and we're here in Liverpool for the final Khan versus Grego press conference. We'll be bringing you the press conference in full as well as interviews throughout the day, so make sure you tune in to Fighting Pride with all the exclusive content.
We go to the main event now, and like I said, I think unquestionably one of the standout fighters in British boxing history over, since its infancy in Amir Khan. 2 years since that defeat against Canelo, 5 years nearly since he's boxed in the UK. Back hungry than ever, looking to regain that world championship that he lost a while back and other unified championships as well. Been involved in some massive nights for British boxing.
Absolutely, I got some notes here that I got to say. We're in camp for 12 weeks, sparred 176 rounds of sparring with 3 different sparring partners. Trained in Vegas, which is 2,000 feet above sea level. I'm friends with Amir and don't have anything negative to say. At the end of the day, this is a business. I'm going against an amazing trainer and great friend of mine that I know since I was a kid, Joe Goosen, which is an honor. But as he knows, there's no friends in the ring, only outside of it. Thank you, and may the best man win.
It's really a pleasure to be here in England. It's my first time here, and I have to tell you, I've been welcomed with open arms, and sorry for the thick accent I might present to you. But that being said, all joking aside, we had a tremendous camp. Of course, Shah Khan running the camp provided everything we needed to get the job done. We did have a tremendous 5-week camp, loads of sparring, lots of instruction, lots of running, lots of training, and Amir was a very cooperative fighter in camp. He's in tremendous shape. And he is an exceptional fighter, an exceptional athlete. And the last thing I'd like to say is, of course, the great Fernando Vargas had nice words to say, and of course, he's a real gentleman. And I do appreciate that, Fernando, and I'll always love seeing you fight. You were always exciting in the ring. And I'm sure you're going to bring the goods Saturday night. I know you're a hard worker, and I'm sure you did a great job in the gym. But that being said, I think we have the superior talent in Amir Khan, and he's going to put on a great show Saturday night.
I first want to start by thanking God. Without him and faith, nothing is possible. I want to thank starting my team, starting with Al Heyman, Sam Watson, Fernando Vargas, Jorge Capetillo, my brother, my family, Jay, for helping me through this camp. It's been fun. Honestly, I didn't want this camp to end. It's been 12 weeks. I mean, I finally got to grow a beard for once. I didn't know what it was like to have a beard. Now I have one. Waking up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, going around the mountains, things that I've never done before. I had a lot of fun. It's been great. I can't wait till Saturday. I'm just ready to go. There's nothing else that I can say or do that's going to make me better now. So come out and support. We're going to put on a great fight. My goal is obviously to win, and I'm willing to get knocked out to knock out. Here's a fun fact. What you guys don't know. Amir, I actually met you in 2004 at the Pula Games in Croatia. Valentino, 60-kilo guy. Oh, yeah. He's like, hey, man, you got to meet this guy. Where?
In our gym, he come to our gym and I was hanging off his leg.
In Algeria?
In our gym, in the venture gym.
Masha, we haven't got a translator in today, so.
Yeah, I remember.
And we were in the pool, you lost the first fight.
Yeah.
I got robbed, then I got hurt, then Valentino's like, man, this guy's gonna be good. Then I'm like, hey bro, you don't remember, but I got a good long-term memory. I'm like, how old are you? Like, oh, 17. I'm like, oh, you got a long way. Next thing I know, you won the Olympic silver medalist. You won the silver medal, and I was a fan. I think you've done great, and I've studied your boxing. I honestly believe your best years are done. I think your best years were in 2010, 11, 12, 13, and it's gonna show on Saturday night. That's all.
Sort of backhanded compliment there, I suppose.
Brilliant turnout today. Thank you for coming to the press conference. I'm really looking forward to this fight on Saturday.
It's a full sellout. It's been a long time since I fought back in the UK. It's 5 years, and I can't wait to put on a great performance for all my fans out here. Obviously, the last fight I had was 2 years ago against Canelo. Didn't go the right way, but obviously that's boxing for you. But you know, I worked very hard for this fight because I know that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be, you know, putting me down, saying you've not got anything left. I mean, I'm 31. I honestly feel better at 31 than I was when I was 28. And I mentioned that in all my interviews, and I do feel it as well. Having a great trainer in Joe Goosen, you know, we worked on so much new things. I still train like a 25-year-old, push myself. Still have the energy and everything in me. But just can't wait to get back in the ring. It has been a long time, but it's what I do best. What I do best is getting into the boxing ring and fighting. Just want to, you know, thank Grego's team for being a little bit more respectful this time, and obviously good friends with Fernando Vargas. Well, thanks for coming as well. I know he's going to be ready. He's going to be ready to fight. He's going to be ready to what he's going to come to win. But you know, we work very hard. Me and Joe have put more work into this than ever, and I really feel in better shape now than I did for the Canelo fight, and I thought I trained very hard for that. So time will tell. Time will tell come Saturday. I've done everything I needed to do. I want to thank Matchroom and Eddie for being great, putting this fight on and everything. The promotion on Sky Sports has been amazing. So guys, tune in Sky Sports on Saturday. And for those who are going to be there live, we are going to put on a great performance.
I also caught up with the legendary MC Micheal Buffer. Let's see what he had to say about the fighting city of Liverpool. JAMAL NIAZ here with Micheal Buffer at the final Amir Khan Phil Greco press conference. What did you make of that press conference?
What do I think of the fight? No, the press conference. Actually, it was a great press conference. Anytime you have Eddie Hearn emceeing a press conference, you're going to have a lot of fun and some really good quips, and you know, knows all the fighters that he has fighting for him. It became a really good press conference. And what I really liked about it was the level of respect virtually all the fighters had for each other. And, you know, I mean, sometimes you'll see guys saying things back and forth. At the end of the fight, of course, there's that mutual respect for what they do, and 9 times out of 10 they're going to embrace each other, and you know, that sort of thing. It's also just as nice to see it at the beginning. When they get into the ring Saturday night, it's going to be a whole different attitude. But fighters have this respect for each other that I always admire, and we saw a good example of it with all the fighters today, and especially between the two trainers, Joe Goosen for Amir Khan, Fernando Vargas, former world champion, for Phil Greco. A lot of respect there, but they said, you know, listen, you know, we're here, this is business, we're here to do our job, and there won't be any handshakes after the bell rings for the first round.
What are your thoughts on Phil Greco this time around? Because at the first press conference, there was a lot of verbal sparring between both Khan and Greco. This time he's a lot more relaxed. Do you think that has an indication on where his mental aspect is going into the fight?
Yeah, I think it's always a sign that a fighter is focused when they're calm and articulate and show respect for the other guy. I mean, sometimes when they're too intense, it can be good, it can be bad, it can be negative or positive. But I think this shows that both fighters are well focused. They're very fit, obviously, and they're in a place where they're glad to be getting into the ring in a few days and show their wares. Now we have the weigh-in tomorrow. You know, we have this period right now where they each will sort of dehydrate and dry out, and so they might be a little more cranky tomorrow. That sort of thing. I find myself the same way when I get off an airplane and haven't had a meal for a while. I'm a little bit cranky myself. So it could be a little different at the weigh-in tomorrow, but I don't think so. I think we have a great deal of respect each guy has for each other.
And what are your thoughts on Liverpool as a city? You've not been here that many times. Are you enjoying it so far?
You know, I came here, when Bellew fought Mullinga for the Cruiserweight title at Goodison Park. An unbelievable atmosphere, and almost like something out of a movie, because Tony had just finished playing Pretty Ricky in Creed, and here he was fighting in the same stadium that he had fought in the movie, and in front of his hometown and a place where, as a football fan, that he grew up just like this was a place that he loved. So there was a lot of emotional and romanticism there from the silver screen to real life. And what I learned was there's some great sports fans here, you know, whether it's football or boxing. They don't just come to see people get whacked out. They're knowledgeable, they're loyal, they're hardcore, and I think what Matchroom has done, put together a brilliant card. I mean, you can see all these names up here. Young fighters, up-and-coming fighters, established fighters, Olympians, medalists, Tasha Jonas and the whole crew. And it's just going to be a great night of boxing, topped off by a main event. And usually you would expect it to be like a world title fight would earn that sort of thing. But what it is, we have the return of a very, very popular and well-known fighter in Amir Khan after a 2-year absence from British boxing. So it's a star and a lot of future stars on the card that people want to see. So it's a great night.
It's safe to say that the UK is your second home. What do you think of the dynamic between the UK fans and the American fans? Which is more exciting to you, or do you think it's a nice balance?
Yeah, I tend to think, and I can see it every time I work, when I come to the arena or the stadium for a fight night here in the UK or in Ireland, there's this knowledge and loyalty that the fans have. They get there early. They know who's fighting. They appreciate their hometown fighters. You know, you'll have fighters from Leeds or Manchester or wherever come in here. And they could be in only their second or third fight, and they could have 400 or 500 people that have come in from their hometown to see them. That's loyalty. And that is very typical of the fans in the UK. And it's something that, as a fan, I mean, regardless that I'm the MC, as a fan, that I really respect and I love. I love to see that.
Finally, quick thoughts on how the main event plays out.
I think the big winner right now will be the fans, and then I'll announce who the winner is at the end of the fight.
One of the highlights of this weekend's event is undoubtedly Liverpool's own Tasha Jonas fighting for her first title as a professional. Let's hear her final thoughts ahead of this huge fight.
Liverpool's a fighting city, a fighting town, and the fans get behind all the fighters, and it's going to be good to box in front of a sellout crowd, in front of everyone.
Is it a pinch yourself moment being up there alongside Amir Khan? I'm guessing that you've grown up with him.
It is. Obviously we train in his gym, so we have seen him before, and we come across we come across each other's paths because boxing's such a small community. But yeah, it is. As I say, just to be on the top table, I was a little bit taken aback because it's never happened for me before.
There are a few fighters on the card associated with Gallagher's gym. Yourself, Amir, Osman also has a part in Gallagher's gym. Is that a nice feeling knowing that you three are going to be going to war together on something?
Yeah, it's always nice that I've stable mates and I have people that are associated with you. But I'm always focused on myself. It's all about me, and it's all about what I'm bringing to the table on Saturday.
Last time out was the only time in your professional career where you didn't get the finish, and judging by the way you were hitting the pads on Tuesday, it looks like you're not going to make that. Well, it's not a mistake, but you're going to get the fight finished inside the distance this time. Is that a safe bet?
But in boxing you never get paid for overtime, so if I can get it out early, I'll get it out. But one punch can change everything, and I've always known that I can punch. But you've got to get the punches off, so styles will predict how the fight goes.
Pride yourself in having an explosive, fan-friendly style?
I've never ever thought about it, to be honest. But I know I can punch, and my opponents know I can punch. So they've got to work out ways of me not getting my shots off.
After Saturday's done, what are your goals for the rest of the year?
I think obviously I want to go to and get an actual world title. And yeah, bigger and better things. We're coming towards the end of the season. There's not that many shows left, so just get out as many times as I can, and obviously start the new season in September with a bang.
Finally, a quick prediction for Saturday's main event.
I think it's a calm win. I've seen a spar Saturday perform really well, and I just, it's an all or nothing win for him anyway. So he has to win, and I think he'll go and do that.
Following that press conference, I caught with Eddie Hearn, and he had some choice words to say about Deontay Wilder. Let's see what he had to say. Grego seemed quite tired and dehydrated today and the other day at the open workouts. Is there a reason to be sort of cautious about his weigh-in tomorrow?
No, he's all right. I just don't think he wants to engage in anything with Amir Khan. I think he's saving his energy. He's making weight. He's probably got a few pounds to go. So's Amir Khan. So it's pretty standard, really.
Why do you think his persona has changed since the press conference?
Just because he knows it's business time. You know, when you talk the fight up and, you know, you're selling tickets and you're giving it the big one, when you're 2 fights away, you don't need to. We're sold out. Everyone's going to be watching the fight. So just do what he's got to do, conserve his energy and get ready for a big performance on Saturday.
What are the latest on Joshua versus Wilder? I know Sky have been reporting that negotiations are
There's been no negotiations. We made an offer. They haven't come back to us. They were supposed to make an offer. We never heard from them. I've reached out to try and speak to him in New York next week. Hopefully we'll get together in New York and see where it goes.
You have questioned his star power in the past, Deontay Wilder's. Do you think his stock went up significantly in the last fight?
It went up for sure. It was a really good performance. Still only sold, 8,000 or 9,000 tickets, like for a world heavyweight champion. I could have sold him 20,000 here for that fight. So, but yeah, he's I'm saying he's a star, but he's a very good fighter. He's very marketable. He's just got no one marketing for him. So no, but he's definitely, stock has risen since that win.
When that fight inevitably goes down, will you be a bit intimidated at the press conferences, considering that he has been trash talking you personally?
No, I've spoke to him privately.
And he's okay?
Yeah. All these guys, like, listen, if I say something to his face that might piss him off, he might chin me. But he understands the business, and he's been saying things about me and Joshua. Don't worry about him chinning me. What about me chinning Wilder? Don't rule that out. It's a joke, by the way.
What a fitting way to end the day here at the iconic setting of Creed. Only time will tell whether Amir Khan will step out of the shadows into the limelight, or will Phil the Greco have his Rocky moment. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for the weigh-ins and subscribe to Fighting Pride for all your latest in combat sports news. Thanks, guys.